Hi everyone, it's Darius Bucher from Integral Forest Management, the Canadian rep for RTI, the makers of teabag fertilizer. So today I'm out on a site that I've been to once before, a couple times before actually, but 2 years ago I made a video of it, and this would be the site that was in the McClure fire, that was mounded, trees planted at the bottom of the holes, and fertilized at the time of planting with our Chilcotin PHP. So here it is, year 4 now, it's 2023, the end of July. Actually found a cool day during a summer that started unseasonably warm, very dry June, and a little bit of thunderstorms now and again in July, but overall pretty warm start to the season. But I'm anticipating, based on what I saw 2 years ago, to see some really awesome trees. They were set up extremely well, and yeah, I'm excited to see how they're doing, and so let's go take a look. Well, one thing about this site is it is really dry on this ridge and really bony. Despite the rain that has come through, thunder showers and things, I tell you, this is an extremely difficult site to regenerate. However, had they not taken the time to, now that they've taken the time to site prep it and spent the money on that, it's amazing what can be achieved. The one thing that I really like about the site prep, and I talked about this before, planting the trees at the bottom of the holes has allowed moisture to be captured. When it does rain, it doesn't just run off the slope, but at the bottom of each hole, as much moisture as possible is able to be captured and saved for this tree. And every little bit helps. I'm just going to give you an indication of how bony this site is. You can just see the rock at the surface. This is what they had to dig through to try and create plantable spots. But in no way, shape, or form is this an easy site. Yet look at these larch. They're awesome. How about the one beside it? I mean, without the site prep, you wouldn't have had a hope. And then you combine it with fertilization at the time of planting, so the tree can take advantage of the site prep that was done and achieve its potential. It's amazing what can happen. But some of these larch are just a testimony to how well this site was regenerated. I know that I've talked about this a lot of time in a number of my videos, but I can't stress enough on these dry IDF sites where you've got pine grass, an exposed slope to the south like this one. It's shedding water because it's fairly steep, and not only that, it's rocky. I can't stress enough the importance of doing some site prep. And when I'm saying site prep, I'm not talking about just scuffing the soil and getting rid of the grass competition. I mean site prep that is going to create a depression that's going to collect water, and something that's also going to shade the tree when it's exposed in the hot summer sun. This site went through the heat dome just fine in 2021. It had great survival and the trees are performing. But here's a tree that was not able to be planted in site prep. It was fertilized at the time of planting, but look at the result. I mean, it's got decent caliper, but very short leader growth. It's clumpy, but it's going to take a long time for this thing to turn into kind of a crop tree. But come take a look at the Douglas fir that were put into the bottom of the depressions. This is just down the hill from that fir that you were just looking at, but look at how this one, I mean, this one's going to take off. It's gone. Here's another example. And I mean, the other thing that we got to consider too here is this brush competition that's coming in. This red stem ceanothus that's going to come, and it would take over the crop trees quite easily if they didn't have the vigor to be able to compete with it. And then another Douglas fir just down here. Now on this type of a site, to get a Douglas fir growing up to my hip after 4 growing seasons, it's something that most people wouldn't think was even possible. But when you put fertilization at the time of planting together with a proper silviculture regime that can make a good microsite for your tree and allow it to have access to moisture, it is amazing the results that you can have even on a dry, difficult site like this. Now I'm standing beside a lodgepole pine, but I'm also at the top of the ridge on this south exposed dry ridge here. And all I wanted to say is, like, who would think that you could establish trees on a site like this? But it goes to show you what is possible. Once again, I just wanted to show you some trees along the spine of this ridge. Despite the dryness, despite the brush competition that's coming in, when everything's set up properly, good things happen. There's a lodgepole pine at the bottom of the hole. Another lodgepole pine. So we're moving along. More lodgepole. Look at this up here. What's up coming out of the brush right now? Look at that Douglas fir coming out, planted at the bottom of the hole. If you wouldn't have prepped, good luck. Here's another one, bottom of the hole. This is after only 4 years. I mean, this is just really, considering how difficult this site is, just phenomenal. Another Douglas fir. There's a larch. I mean, this site is fully stocked. And you can just see as I look up the ridge and just panorama around how, despite its dryness, even the brush competition that's coming in, there would be no moisture or anything left for trees. Yet when you start digging, it's not very hard to find them. This place is fully stocked and doing just awesome. So I'd encourage you, do a full silviculture regime when you're doing your fire reclamation on these types of dry sites, and good things can still happen. Remembering to fertilize at the time of planting so that your trees are able to take advantage of that site prep, and you ensure that they have the vigor to get above the competing vegetation and withstand the environmental stresses that they're going to face. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I'm glad that you were able to join me on this little tour that I did today. I will put the link for the year 2 results underneath this video. But overall, just to sum up, what I would say that this treatment of doing this mounding, planting the trees at the bottom of the hole, and most importantly fertilizing at the time of planting with RTI's Chilcotin-paks was a silviculture regime that was extremely successful in re-establishing this site. I'm believing for good things to continue. Overall, wherever I walked, I was seeing stalking. There was the odd hole in a really dry spot where a tree didn't make it, but for the most part there is stalking throughout, and it's gonna turn into a really nice stand, far beyond what you would imagine you could achieve on a site such as this, especially given its rocky nature, south aspect, fairly steep slope. I mean, it's tough. This is a very tough site. Yet, once again, when you put the right silviculture regime together and you put it together with RTI teabag fertilizer, good things can happen. Alright, if you've got any questions, you can get a hold of me at integralfm@telus.net. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later.